a few risks that we had to attack as part of producing the Spirit of Bacardi graphic novel. One was a credibility issue, and the other was approvals. So we had a really interesting story to tell, and we thought, where are 20-something-year-old guys, consuming these interesting stories? Our job was kind of to build a bridge between 19th century Cuba and the great stories of Bacardi and making that relevant for a 20-something guy in 2014. But what makes Bacardi, what gives us permission to play in this graphic novel space? And that came with working with writer Warren Ellis and Mike Allred. So working with people who already had great gravitas in this space. They were two guys who were known for amazing writing, amazing animation, and they'd never worked together before. So although we were creating great content and we knew how we were going to distribute it, it's no good in creating it if you're not going to tell people about it and find all these newsworthy elements to your story. So those were two things in terms of creating credibility in the space, working with the right people. That also meant that we had to give up a bit of control, and that's okay. You have to take risks. You got to be brave. Let other people tell your story for you. Going along that line, approvals. Your CMO or your CEO, they may have seen a 60-second ad cross their desk, a 30-second ad, some web content, but a graphic novel. I mean, in our case, we were turning the great-great-grandparents of people who still work in the company today into cartoons, so not an insignificant challenge. But I think the message there for me is just take your stakeholders on the journey with you. And we did that throughout the process and sign-offs along the process. From an effectiveness perspective, gone are the days where you just get money to do creative for the sake of creative's sake. So this wasn't just a creative exercise for us. Thanks to our friends in consumer insight, measurement and evaluation are really, really important to us. Now, because we took great content and great distribution and added all the newsworthy elements into it, it made the difference between what would have been a great piece of work into a great piece of work that people talked about. So we got lots of buzz and editorial. I think our reach was probably around 700 million. You have to remember, graphic novel is quite a niche place to be. From Bacardi.com, which is an age-gated website, meaning people get cut off if they're not of drinking age. We had about 50,000 downloads. Now, you might think that's not a lot, but it was 50,000 of the right people, and 50,000 of the right people getting the right Bacardi message, and that means more to me than anything else.